Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I wanted to talk about few tips around Windows Autopilot, right? So those are the 5 tips those I wanted to talk about so that the experience of user as well as device enrollment is going to be very easy and smooth, right? And without any issues, right? So those are the tips which are very helpful and which is also going to help improvement on the Windows Autopilot profile, right? And which is going to be kind of a lightweight profile, right? And that profile is going to be very lightweight so that it is going to enroll the devices as soon as possible. And device as well as the user is going to be get into the device, right? So that it is going to be very smooth experience for users, right? And this way we would have to make sure devices are appropriate and it is ready for users to get in and work on their role or profile, right? So I'm going to share my screen and show you those tips, right? And talk each about, and you can get an insights on it, and definitely it is going to help you on it, right? So let me share the screen here quickly, and you should be able to see it. All right. So there are 5 tips considering when getting started with the Windows Autopilot, right? And what are those? So let's go ahead and explore those one by one, right? So first is use Enter ID join. So now before digging into this first step or tips, right? This or these all tips are all around the Microsoft 365 environment only. When we have pure cloud-based environment, we would be using these 5 tips, right? And if we have on-premises or hybrid environment, definitely these tips may not be appropriate all the times, or as it is going to be, or it won't be appropriate because these are the tips that are available and that can be used, and it can improve on experience on also it can make the autopilot enrollment seamless, right? So it is only for the cloud deployments. You can see that it is designed to completely for 100% cloud deployments. And there are many other supported methods for hybrid or on-premises kind of setup, right? And these are not for those situations or scenarios, I would say, right? So this is the first step where we would be using Enter ID to join the devices. And then once the devices are joined, it is easy for us to deploy all other different policies, which could be Windows Labs policy, right? And apart from that, there are other policies like single sign-on, right? Along with that, we have conditional access policies, right? So those are the policies which really work appropriately and hand on hand with Intune and Enter ID. So this is the one of that method, which is really going to be very helpful. The next is limit applications to essential apps only. So what does that mean is when we are creating autopilot profile and we are adding bunch of applications to that autopilot profile as initial or essential applications of part of that autopilot when the device is going through the autopilot process, and it is going through the same process when the device is going out of the box experience and it is following the steps, right? And when it comes to the application installation or deployment, then it takes a lot of time to identify those apps and then check whether those apps are really available for deployment or installation. And then it is going to take a bit of time. Sometimes it takes more than expected as in more than 30 minutes or 1 hour. And to remediate that task or that period, here we need to limit those applications and keep only those essentials when that respective user or that person is going to start their day, at least with the minimum applications list. Let's say we have 10 or 100, maybe not 100, but minimum 10 to 15 apps, right? And to deploy those, we can reduce those, maybe keep only around 3 to 5 applications, right? Maybe it is going to be office applications. Obviously, that's the one of the thing, and that's going to be automatically be deployed. So we don't really need to add that or keep that application. as a part of Autopilot, right? And then we can keep it maybe Teams applications additionally, or browsers, different browsers, right? Be it Chrome or any other applications, right? And Edge browser is automatically been deployed, or that comes with the Windows, so we don't really need to deploy it separately, right? And this way we can make the Autopilot profile lightweight so that it can take the enrollment faster, and we really don't have to struggle to and wait for the out of the box experience to make it faster, or maybe just wait for the enrollment to happen as soon as possible, right? And it applies the most secure and base level installation for users to get started, because as soon as we make it lightweight, then it is going to take the speed up and then enroll the devices as well as install the applications as those needed, right? So this is the second tips, that is make the or limit the applications to the essential apps only, and make the Autopilot lighter than the heavier, or lighter than the others, right? Others as in, if we are putting a number of applications in one go, then that's something it is not really going to work because we are also targeting the policies, settings, and other configurations that we are enforcing to, right? So this way we can make it lighter. The third is simplify the configurations. When we are using the user-driven or pre-provision method, here we need to make sure providing expectations on experience, how users can easily navigate to deployments, right? So what does that mean is that here we can create step-by-step document for users, right? And that user, be it user-driven or pre-provision is going to be everything be automatically happening on the device, and user doesn't have to do anything at all, right? And then user driven is going to be something where user has to enter their credentials, then user has to follow the prompts, and then they have to complete that enrollment, right? So in both cases, different the experience is different, right? On the user driven, it is going to be something user has to follow prompts, enter their credentials, and move to the next, and move to the next. So those are the kind of steps user has to take. But when it comes to the pre-provisioning mode, it is going to deploy everything automatically, right? And then it is going to enroll everything, or enroll the device, as well as it is going to deploy the applications on it as well, right? So this is that method, and which is also going to reduce the user intervention, as well as improve on the like Autopilot deployment process, and then it is going to uh, complete the process faster than the user-driven approach, right? So this is the third method. The fourth is train users on experience. What does this mean is that when it comes to Windows Autopilot and SCCM methods, right, to get the device deployed, and both are not the same methods, because SCCM is totally different and it's completely different, we can say. And the Autopilot is the cloud, is not a cloud version of SCCM, right? So this needs to be understood appropriately, and then we have to streamline the Autopilot profile, because the way we build the Autopilot profile and make it heavier, then it is going to really be hampering the enrollment process as well as the experience of the devices, right? And this way it is going to take a lot of time to build on the devices and then deploy it across, right? So this is also something to get the user experience better, and we have to let people know that what is expected, what they should do, and they should not. Now the question might come saying that when there is a new joiner, how we can train them, right? We really don't need to train them at all, right? But what we have to do before uh, stepping into that shoes, right? What we have to do is make the Autopilot lighter by following the other steps that I talked about, right? And then keep the essential applications, make the Autopilot profile as a pre-provisioned or self-deployment mode, and then it is going to work on it. But definitely we need to test that thoroughly so that it is working as expected, and it is going to also make sure the It is just deploying the applications and everything together on it, right? So here it is going to be improve the user experience, and it is going to be seamless for us as well. And the next is understand it's not a system. What does that mean is Autopilot is not a cloud version of a system, right? So this is going to be completely opposite to SCCM, opposite as in completely different than the SCCM at all. And we really don't have to compare with the SCCM at all, as Autopilot is pure cloud-based environment, which is separate and totally different than the SCCM. So there is no intervention, or there is no relation between both of side, or both of those capabilities, we can say, right? So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about this, and these are the 5 tips. Definitely this will help you to understand and know about the Autopilot profile. And yeah, let me know what you think about this, and what are your thoughts and experiences. And yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you will like it. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Also watch other videos around Microsoft 365, Intune, SharePoint, Teams, right? And about Azure and FinOps. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.